A secret from Joker, no words, no reaction. How? My little anomalies. Sheesh. You want them to respect you? No. No, that's far too soft an ambition. Respect can be argued with. Respect can be lost in one bad night. What you want is for them to fear you. You want to walk into a room and watch their breath catch in their throat. No words, no smile, no nod of approval needed. Just silence. And you let that silence choke the air out of the room. Because here's my truth for you today. Words are cheap. Actions, sure. Actions speak louder. But silence? Silence is a scream, the kind that echoes in their heads, long after you've already left the building. People are predictable, weak, always running their mouths, trying to convince the room they're strong, that they matter. It's almost funny. The more they talk, the more they reveal exactly how desperate they are for approval. They don't see it. Everyone else does. You're going to be different. You're going to stand there and say absolutely nothing. Face blank. Expression dead. And you let them fill in the blanks with their own fear. You came here thinking I'd hand you tricks, more words, more ways to crawl inside someone's head and rearrange the furniture. That's where you're wrong. Dead wrong. What you need was never outside of you. It was always sitting right there, waiting. You've been lied to your whole life, told that talking, explaining, begging for respect was the way forward. So let me ask you something uncomfortable. How exactly has that been working out? You've talked. You've explained yourself into exhaustion. You've played the game by their rules. And where has it gotten you? Nowhere. Because words are for the desperate, and you don't need their approval anymore. What you need is silence, cold, unforgiving, the kind that sits in a room and makes everyone's stomach knot up without a single word being spoken. That tension. That's the power you're after, not the kind that needs a fist or a sentence, the kind that lives entirely in your presence. They'll feel you before they see you. The air gets heavier, the room gets quieter, and they'll be sitting there wondering exactly what's happening behind your eyes. And you won't give them the satisfaction of an answer. Let's be honest about something. People don't actually care about you. Not really. They'll smile in your face, shake your hand, tell you how important you are to them. And the second you turn your back, you cease to exist in their mind. That's the truth. And that's exactly where your power begins. The moment you stop needing them, the moment you stop caring whether they approve, that's when you become something they can't control. You've been playing by a rule book that was never written with you in mind, following the script, doing everything right, convinced that good behavior earns you what you deserve. But the world doesn't operate on what you deserve. It only respects whoever is willing to take what they want without waiting for permission. That's where silence becomes your weapon. When you stop explaining, stop reacting to every provocation thrown your way, you'll discover something delicious. They are terrified of silence, terrified of what they cannot decode. And the less you hand them, the more that fear grows roots. Think about every time you opened your mouth and immediately regretted it. Every explanation, every justification. Did any of it actually change a single thing? Every word you give them is just another weapon they'll eventually turn back on you, twisted into something you never meant. But silence gives them nothing to work with. Now you might be thinking, but if I don't speak, how will they ever know who I am? That's the trap. That's the exact lie they need you to believe. That you must shout to be heard, fight to be noticed. The truth is the opposite. The quieter you become, the louder your presence speaks for you. You've seen it before. Someone walks into a room and commands it without uttering a word. That's not luck. That's control. That's the way they hold themselves, the way their eyes sweep the room like they already own it. When you stay silent, you're telling the world something devastating. That you don't need to explain yourself. That their opinions, their judgment, their whole performance of caring means absolutely nothing to you. And that terrifies them, because they need you to engage. They need your reaction to feel real. But when you refuse to give it, when you stand there unreadable, they start questioning everything. That is the moment you've already won. Most people are weak, insecure, endlessly fishing for approval. They talk because the silence frightens them. They react because stillness is something they've never learned to survive. You are going to be different. You're going to be the one who doesn't need to speak to make a statement. The one who stands in the center of the storm without flinching. Let them talk. Let them try to provoke a reaction out of you. You won't give it to them. You'll stay calm, collected, quiet, and they will hate you for it, because they can't predict you, can't control you, can't get inside your head. That's exactly what you want. Silence isn't just the absence of sound. It is a weapon. And once you learn to wield it properly, there's nothing they can do to stop you. They'll fear what you don't say more than anything you ever could. They'll build their own nightmares out of the unknown and hand them to themselves, free of charge. Notice how people talk more the moment they're nervous? That's because they don't know what to do with silence. The longer you hold it, the more they unravel, exposing every weakness they were trying to hide. And that is when you strike, not with words, not with violence, with presence alone. You become the person who never needs to raise a fist to be heard. The one who walks into a room and is felt before they're even seen. And when you leave, oh, they'll still be talking about you. Not because of what you said, because of what you refused to say. This isn't easy. It takes discipline. It takes a kind of strength most people will never build. You'll want to react. You'll want to defend yourself, explain yourself, win the argument. Resist that urge completely. Be stronger than your own emotions. Every time you stay still, you're building power. Every time you decline to engage, you make them weaker. And here's the truth they'll never admit. The harder they push, the more desperate they become. Insults, threats, provocation, dressed up as confidence. You remain untouchable. You don't need to prove anything. Your silence already said everything that needed saying. Eventually, they break. Not because you fought, because you simply refused to. Don't mistake silence for surrender. That's where most people get it completely beaten backwards. They think stillness means losing. It doesn't. Silence is strategy. It's letting the noise of the world rush past you while you remain unmoved. A mountain standing through a storm that was never going to touch you anyway. This isn't retreat. This is choosing a weapon sharper than fists or words could ever be. Silence cuts deeper. It lingers, and that is where your real power lives, in making them question themselves in the face of your quiet, immovable resolve. Here's what they will never understand until it's far too late. Silence breeds fear, because people fear what they cannot predict, what they cannot control. And when you stop reacting to their games, they spiral. They panic. Because humans need reactions. They need feedback. They need to know exactly how you feel so they can feel safe inside their own fragile little world. But when you stay cold, unreadable, still, they drown in their own paranoia. They start asking themselves what you're thinking, what you're planning. And the longer that question goes unanswered, the more it eats them alive from the inside. Silence is a mirror. It forces them to look at their own fear, their own weakness, reflected right back at them. You don't have to say a single word. You don't have to lift a hand. You simply stand there, quiet, and let them dismantle themselves, piece by piece. That is how you win. Not by fighting their battles for them, by making them fight themselves. And trust me, that is a fight they were never built to win. In this world, the loudest person in the room is never the strongest. The one bragging, the one performing, the one desperate to be noticed. That's the weakest person there, trying to convince everyone, including themselves, that they matter. The one who stays quiet, the one who feels no need to prove a single thing. That is the one who actually holds the power. So stop talking, stop reacting, stop playing a game that was rigged before you sat down. Stand still, stay silent. Let that silence become the thing they fear most. And when they finally understand that they cannot break you, cannot control you, cannot get anywhere near the inside of your head, they will fear you, without you ever saying a single word. Yours in the quiet you'll never master, Joker.